So this morning, the NFL released their players of the week for week 12. So we got offensive players of the week in the AFC representing the AFC. We got Tyreek Hill with his 13 receptions, 269 yards, 3 touchdowns, 20.7 yards per catch average. Absolutely monstrous performance. He had like 207 yards in the first quarter of the game. Mark, I remember you and me were watching that game. It was pretty crazy. And representing the NFC is your quarterback, Kirk Cousins, 34 for 45 completion attempts, which is 75.6% of his passes completed, 307 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mario, what do you think, man?
Look, I was all right. So first, congratulations to both of them. I'll start with Kirk first. So for Kirk, I really thought I was thinking to myself, I was like, there had to be somebody who did better. Not that he had a bad game; he played really, really good. But I really thought there was somebody better on the NFC. And after looking at the NFC, I couldn't find no one. The closest guy was Antonio Gibson.
Hmm.
He had 115 yards rushing. He had 3 touchdowns. So that was the closest one. But I still don't think that was better than Kirk. So I agree. I think Kirk Cousins definitely should have. I definitely think he was deserving of NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
That's surprising because they're always dogging on him too.
Yeah, look. Let me get this. I'm gonna clear this right now. I do not dislike Kirk Cousins. Okay, let me explain. I do not dislike Kirk Cousins. Okay, I don't. I think Kirk Cousins is a good. He's a very nice guy. He's very humble. He's very competitive. There's a lot of things I like about Kirk Cousins. The only thing I do not is he's not consistent enough. These past 3 games, he has been consistent, but it seems like whenever they talk bad about him, he plays so good, and whenever they talk good about him, he ends up going on a downfall, and that's my problem right there. Don't get me wrong. I think Kirk Cousins is a very nice guy. I think he's a very good guy. I think he's a very good quarterback, but he needs to not learn how to be consistent time after time again. And that's my problem with Kirk Cousins. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this week, and I think Kirk Cousins was absolutely deserving of that award. Tyreek Hill, same thing. 270 yards in the first half, I mean first quarter. It's something that is, in my opinion, unheard of. Some of you might have done
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I've never heard of it. And you can make an argument for his teammate Patty Mahomes to be on that list and Derrick Henry, but I just think Tyreek, in my opinion, I'm not
Right.
mad at it because I thought Patrick Mahomes was going to be the player of the week. I wouldn't be surprised if Tyreek Hill was on it too, and it's what happened. I just think Tyreek Hill's performance was a lot more impressive.
Right. I mean, after the first quarter, like it all kind of like,
Yeah,
you know, you didn't hear a lot from him, but I do believe he did good. I mean, fantasy wise, like I was against him and it was a nightmare, but I got to give him credit. He played a good game, and I think those two definitely deserve to be offensive players of the week.
absolutely. And now we got the defensive players of the week for this week. Representing the AFC, we got AJ Klein for the Buffalo Bills. He got 14 tackles, 3 tackles for losses, 1.5 sacks, and a pass defended. In their win against the Chargers. And representing the NFC is Jacob Tuioti Mariner. Representing the Falcons, he has 5 tackles, a sack, 2 fumble recoveries, and a forced fumble in their blowout victory against the Raiders. Man, Mario, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I think they both. I think they both deserve it.
Yeah,
I'll start with AJ Klein. Yeah, I mean, 14 tackles, half a sack and a half. I mean, it's something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something. Those are good stats for a defensive player. 14 tackles. That is big in a game. In a game such as a game with Buffalo. That is big. Buffalo. Correct me here. Who Buffalo play? They played
they played the Chargers.
Chargers, right? And I don't know if that game was close or not. I can't remember, but look, I think AJ Klein was definitely an enforcer in that game, especially against a quarterback like Justin Herbert. You got to do everything you possibly can on defense because Justin Herbert is a very explosive guy. And so, with that being said, I mean, I think he's well deserving of it. As for Tawadi, I'm not gonna pronounce the whole name, but as for him, again, deserving of it. Um, I believe you said 2 fumble recoveries, a forced fumble.
Yeah,
Yeah, 5 tackles. Is that what you said?
5 tackles and yeah, 5 tackles.
I think how many sacks did he have?
How many sacks? He had a sack. She just had one.
Yeah, right. So I mean, like, I think that's obviously deserving of it too. Um, I think honestly, if that's a key piece of the Falcons winning, destroying the Raiders, I think he was a very key piece. Now, personally, I think that AJ Klein was probably more. had a more significant role, and I think he had probably had a better stat line than Tuodi, only because the Bills game was a lot more closer than the Falcons game. Because the Falcons game they beat him 43-6. So I mean, like, even though he was a great player on that team, even if he didn't have those stats, they probably still would have beat him. Not maybe not by much, but obviously he was a big reason to why the score was so big. AJ Klein, I believe, he did a very good job stopping the Chargers offense because I think it is a very explosive offense. So congratulations to both of them. I think they both do deserve it.
Absolutely. And now we got the special teams representing the AFC on the Patriots. We got Nick Folk. He had two field goals. He made both of his extra points. His longest field goal was 50 yards, which, by the way, that was his game-winning field goal against the Cardinals in that upset win. And as for the NFC, the 49ers, Robbie Good, he also had a game-winning field goal. That was a 42-yarder. He made 3 out of his 4 field goals. He made both of his extra points, and his longest field goal was 46 yards. So, Mario, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with Nick Folk. So Nick Folk, he's been impressing me this whole year. I think he's been one of the key members of the New England Patriots, a key teammate of the New England Patriots. I really do think that he's a big part of the reason why they're winning, and the reason why is because he's been such a good kicker this year. And I mean, for them to move away from Stephen Gostkowski, who was there for the longest time, and sign a new guy, Nick Folk. Honestly, I think it was a good call. You know, I think Nick Folk has been playing very good for New England Patriots. I think he's proven why he should. I think he's proven why the Patriots made a right decision in signing him. And I know he had a good game against the Jets. I know he had he's such a clutch kicker in my opinion. You know, I mean he's had a few game winners this year, and I think that Nick Folk is a great kicker. I really do. I think he's one of the best kickers in the league right now. Um, Now going to Robbie Gould. Robbie Gould has been in the league for a long time. Remember when he was with the Bears, but with the Niners, it looks like he's trying to rekindle some of that fire that he had. And I think this week he did a good job with it. You know, I think another important part to the Niners winning that game against the Rams because it was a close game, just like the Patriots one was a close game. Um, and yeah, I got to give them both credit. I really do. I really do think that they are well deserving of those special team awards. I really do think that the NFL did a good job this week.
So, yeah, I agree. So, Mario, out of everybody on here, you think there should be anybody else on this list that should have been on here or no? I'm not thinking about
I think
anybody.
I think the NFL got a spot on. As for the special, I think that as for AFC, I'm not AFC. As for the offensive players of the week, I think that Tyreek Hill had a better week than Kirk Cousins did. I think for defense, I think that AJ Klein, I got to give credit to him. I think he took that award over Tuodi, but I think they both did good. And for special teams, it's tough, man. It's whoever had them, in my opinion, it's whoever had the most points total.
Yeah.
So first off with Folk, remember his stats again?
Nick Folk had made both of his field goals, both of his extra points. He had a game-winning 50-yard field goal, which was also his longest field goal. As
So
for
he had,
Robbie Good had made 3 out of his 4 field goals, 2 extra points. The longest field goal was 46 yards and a game-winning 42-yard field goal.
yeah, I think Robbie Gould had the better week though. He had 11 compared to his 8, and congrats to all of them.
Absolutely, yeah. That is your NFL Players of the Week for Week 12. Congratulations to everybody on this list.